Namaste, hello, what's up? I thought I'll actually shoot this video while I was in India, but there's no way that my amma was gonna tolerate me talking to a screen for an hour. It would be the death of me. So therefore I thought, well, I might as well do this when I'm back to my second home in New Zealand. I visited India recently and oh my gosh, so much has changed in the last just 2 years. It's incredible. I feel what happened was I left immediately after the pandemic, so I never got to witness the post-pandemic boom or the changes that happened soon after the lockdown, right? People just unleashed because they were just locked up for so long. So when everything opened up, they just went buck, and it was just a crazy visit back home. Here are some things that I noticed or observed. So here's all the sauce when it comes to my last visit to India, and hopefully you can understand India in its current form through me. Number one, infrastructure. There was so much construction happening no matter where I went, and it was amazing to see at the speed of at which construction happens in India. The thing I remember in Bombay, someone was building something or the other round the clock, like 24/7. Metro lines, bridges, houses, skyscrapers. I still struggle with a lot of English words. Anyways, there was just so much construction happening around the clock in Bombay, but that has sort of seeped in tier 2 and tier 3 markets as well. Especially in Belgaum, it was incredible to see so many roads getting rebuilt. A lot of villages now, I noticed, have access to roads, which was heartwarming for me. I didn't necessarily visit the country across its length and breadth. I was only restricted to Karnataka, Maharashtra and Goa borders, and mostly traveled within these 3 places. It was just so beautiful to see a lot of villages now having just access to roads, which changes so much, you have no idea. The fact that kids can now take a bus and go to school. My dad's village is just far more accessible. The road to there was great. So it was just a nice thing to see. And I know that a lot of people say that India is overvalued as a market, but honestly, they're delivering 8% year on year. That's where I feel the money is right now. It's cooking, it's hot, and India's where the pot is right now, man. Number 2, lifestyle changes in India. And this one shocked me to the core, because Indians have a lot more disposable income now, after COVID especially. It is nice that we do have a rise in disposable income. At the same time, it was a little bit scary because I'd read in the past that household savings are dropping down. One of the key expenses that a lot of households now have, including my own, or at least from what I observed around, was just the amount of money we spend on outside food. It was crazy. Oh my god. Yes, the hospitality scene in India is top notch as always. I love food and I'm a huge foodie, okay? The fact that we now have 10-minute delivery and online food places, whatever, just access to outside food so easy, has now translated into a lot of families cooking a lot lesser. And it's shocking because I remember when I was growing up, I scored really good grades in some exam, and I still hold my mom accountable for this. And I called up my mom saying, yo, I topped the class. Can I now get that burger that I love from a bakery, which was 25 rupees back then. And my mama was like, there's no way you're going to eat that burger. You're going to come home and get your friends and I will cook for them as well. And I kid you not, she cooked for them as well. But now my nephew, who is 6 years old, honestly, I'm a little bit jealous of him because his favorite food is not even dosa or vada pav or idli, which are my favorite food. His favorite food is burger, pasta or lasagna, and the man knows how to find that. And in fact, he goes out eating with his parents, with my parents, with our family at least twice a week, which in my house is a lot. Plus we order in all the time, which is again crazy. And this culture was only sort of evident 4-5 years ago in Bombay, where that's where working professionals were, that's where people didn't have time to cook. So a lot of people ate at least one meal outside the house. But now it's a norm in a lot of households in tier 2 and tier 3 markets as well. It was nice to just eat a lot of food, but at the same time it was a little bit worrying because I worry especially for my parents' health. But yeah, it is what it is, I reckon. Number 3, access to internet or digital payments and banking services and just e-commerce, right? I love the fact that India is now online. I feel Jio has changed a lot of things for the country in just last 3-4 years. Cheap access to internet means that a lot of people are now online, and I know there's a huge internet gap still evident in India. Everybody was GPaying, and I've written about this in the past. Everybody was beaming, everybody was Paytming, and it's so cool to see this one account, multiple users model, which is like Netflix. Like a lot of people in India have one Netflix account and then 3-4 users, right? And it's the same for GPay as well. A lot of vendors who are like boomers, they didn't necessarily have Google Pay, but they had kids who had Google Pay, and they'd be like, can I send you my kid's number and can you transfer it to him or her? And I would like send money to them, and within a second the kid would call back saying, yo, I received the money, she's good to go, or like clear. So it was just the speed at which things move in India in terms of payments, ordering, and all of that. It was cool. Next, dating. Where do I even begin with this? This one for real took me by surprise, because I felt like I was more conservative, traditional, or Indian, while I don't even live in India anymore. You know, people my age, I feel, are on next level, at least in metropolitan cities or in urban Indian youth is like far more ahead, dude. Dating apps, everybody is on at least 1 or 2 dating apps. They're all trying dating, and dating is not necessarily native to Indian culture. A lot of us believed in arranged marriage systems, and that's how we got hooked back in the day. So it's new in terms of just approaching the entire concept, which has grown in the last 20 or 30 years. But casual sex is a norm, situationships are a big norm, which was not a thing back in the day. It was heartbreaking to see that a lot of people who got engaged or married when they were like 23, 24, 25, young, a lot of them were on the brink of separation. Divorces are accepted. And of course, I support not being in an abusive marriage, but just the state of affairs when it comes to young marriages or relationships was a little bit scary and overwhelming for me, particularly. Next, fashion. India is a very vibrant country. I'm sure you know that. Like, we love our colors, but a lot of global trends translate to India very quickly. They seep into Indian markets super quickly. And a lot of people, like, which is HNIs, have access to big brands, right? And spending has gone up in terms of luxury market. But at the same time, fast fashion has sort of taken over completely. There are Zudio studios across nook and corners. A lot of teenagers or young people want to wear trendy clothes, trendy fashion. My father started his business in the garment industry, which he of course exited years ago. And I'm so glad we did that, because now e-commerce, fast fashion is a big thing. In terms of trends and patterns, I noticed one thing, which is a lot of people now wear cords. Like, cords are a big thing in India. If you don't know what a cord is, it's this trend of where your top essentially matches your bottoms. They're both the same, right? Earlier, your PJs were designed like that. Like, your top would often match your PJs in terms of checkers. Now, they are a norm. Indians are wearing cords no matter where they are, at the airport, at the gym, at weddings. Traditional cords are a big thing. So yeah, cords are in, man. And I feel like that trend is something that will catch up in the rest of the world too. Next, Indian women. I feel like Desi girls are just built so different. We are honestly made of steel. A lot of girls and women in India operate within a tight socio-cultural landscape. It is the truth, right? But at the same time, we are thriving within that landscape. We are doing everything possible within our means to build whatever future it is that we want for ourselves. My bhabhi, who is my sister-in-law, went back to work after delivering a kid, which is my nephew. And the fact that she's working means a big deal for my family. There were a lot of limitations on us growing up. The fact that we couldn't work, we couldn't go to college, we couldn't stay out after a certain time. But my sister is working, she's working, my sister-in-law is working, I am working. So it was just nice to see like so many women, our kinds, push, right? And you won't necessarily see the real India or get the real taste of India just in metropolitan cities. You have to visit the tier 2, tier 3 markets to know the actual India. And in these places, I saw there's a new energy in girls, there's new confidence, there's new stubbornness, there's new boldness. The fact that a lot of girls now have access to the internet has changed things completely. A lot of them know that help is available. A lot of them know that there's a world outside within the confines of their houses which they can explore. So yes, creating a safe environment for them is of course the need, but at the same time, they know what's out there and they are coming to get it, right? So yeah, be careful, man. Indian girls, watch out for them. They're coming for them big guns in every way is possible. Then again, this is one change that obviously breaks my heart. And I saw this in front of my eyes. We had, like, my house had a well back in the day. The unfortunate part is that well is not functional anymore because there's no water in it. It has dried up. And my parents, the elite that they are, and in fact, we're not even that rich, so I don't know why my mom does this, but she now apparently has to buy water and she has to spend like extra money on just buying drinking water because the water from the well, there's just no water. And even if there is water, when it rains, it's not drinkable. A lot of villages that I traveled, especially my dad's village, which was Dundee, was facing water shortage. So a lot of these countries that want to penalize, a lot of these developed markets that want to penalize countries like India that are still trying to alleviate a lot of its mid-base or lower-base population, get them back onto a certain level. I don't know how are they going to tackle climate change. It's one of the biggest burning problems for our economy. And the real impact of it, watching it, was a little bit heartbreaking, to say the least. So yes, India is cooking. It's hot, literally as well as figuratively. Overall, I would give my visit a 10 on 10. I mean, why wouldn't I? Seriously, this is where my family is. It's where I was born and raised. It's where my roots are and will forever be. It's the country that made me into who I am today. So it was special in every way possible to visit back home, meet friends and family. It was great to see the pace at which the country is growing right now, but at the same time, it was scary to see the changes that the country is witnessing. And I really hope and pray that we do carve our own path and not necessarily follow a lot of Western economies and their ways of living. But I feel like India is too special to do that. And even if we steer away a little bit, we will eventually come back to our own. But yes, if you're visiting India, then take away a lot of age-old perceptions that you have in your head. They're not going to be elephants on the street. They're not going to be horses or Bollywood dancing and music all the time. There will be music a lot of times, but people are not just randomly dancing on the street everywhere, okay? Chill out. India's changing and look at it with a fresh perspective. Maybe then hopefully you'll enjoy and have a good time. So yes, visit India if you can in the coming year. It's one of the most beautiful destinations that's gonna change your perspective on life. I will be back to you soon again with a new video. I don't know when and what will I talk about, but hopefully I will soon. Until then, you don't forget to keep hustling. Energy to all of you. Bye-bye.